Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Ready Player Us. I'm Kristen and I am so delighted to finally bring you back into the world of Ostriv, our favorite 17th century Eastern European city builder. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't played this in probably about 2 months, and I sat down with this and then wound up accidentally recording at least 3 hours of gameplay in one go. And I don't know what that tells you guys about me, but I'm going to interpret it as how much of a delight and calming presence this was in my life in that moment. It's been a pretty stressful time moving around with COVID and transitioning between my master's and PhD and getting all of the paperwork finished up when no one is actually working at universities at the moment. And playing this game really just brought me a sense of calm that nothing else quite does. So let's check back in. The last time you guys joined me for an Ostriv play, we finished up our very first winter, and now we actually are entering our first growing season, and our fishing dock and boatyard are actually up and running. So we're gonna go ahead and order a boat. We've got one person to work our boatyard, so hopefully that will be up and running soon to, help with food variety, because the game doesn't really have a mechanism yet for happiness for our citizens except for food variety. So that's going to be really important to us, and it's also an area that I'm kind of bad at when it comes to early game, which you'll discover soon enough. So as you can see, we have our trading post up and not ready yet, but in the process of building. And every time I come back to this game, I am just astounded by how delightful it is to watch this building process. To be quite frank, if you like fast gameplay, Ostriv is not for you. But if you like to enjoy the simple things of life, like building step by step and walking from place to place, then this is for you. I am one of those people that does actually really enjoy the simplicity of this game. It doesn't move very fast, and to some people I am sure that could be really frustrating, but to me it paces the game in a way that other city builders don't really pace you. Like, for instance, Banished can go really fast. I've started playing Foundation recently and have been a little bit alarmed at how quickly things pass by on the third setting, and so I actually really love that this makes you stop and think about what's happening. So I think it's time we build our second neighborhood. And if I'm recalling correctly, there has been a recent update that puts more limitations on how far our people can live from their workplace. And I don't quite know what those limitations are. I didn't really look into it. I know, bad game player, I get it. But I really want to have a second farm over here in this corner, and I think this would be really helpful for people working in our industrial area, because soon enough we will be having some other buildings in our industrial area, like a tailor and an oil press, so let's prepare for that. And we don't really have a mechanism for how much our people enjoy their surroundings, but I am going to assume that that's something we'll add in eventually, so I will also be doing some decoration around here as I can. Alright, our trading post is up. We're probably not gonna do anything with it yet. Honestly, I really should have built our town hall before that, but it's good to have up, especially since I do have our chicken coop in the queue. So the only way to get chickens and other farm animals is through trading, and we're probably also gonna run out of iron in the next few months as well, and iron as of this moment can only be acquired through the trading post. While we're on the topic of that, let's go ahead and add our only government building, because this is going to be really important for our economy. The economy does not necessarily start off very balanced in this game. It's actually something I have struggled with tremendously. Getting out of the red is really hard, and luckily it doesn't actually inherently punish you for being in the red like some games I know. But but it does put limitations on you sending out like traders and messengers, I think, and we want to be able to, you know, have full range of that. Oh, I just love the shadow detailing on these buildings. Okay, our marketplace is okay. We only have wood to sell there at the moment, but it is still selling, as you can see, and we need all of the money that we can get. So I'm not gonna worry about it. And something I think I noticed is that your mayor is always going to house the first home that you build. So he is there. I think probably makes the most money. I don't know if I can actually adjust that, but all right, let's watch as we start our next neighborhood. This one shouldn't take as long because it is closer to our industrial area. And so all of the resources are coming from pretty close by. We've got our clay. I don't think we need coal for this, but we've got our clay, our thatch, and our wood coming from not too far off, as well as our nails. Our wheat is growing strong and healthy. You know, I really shouldn't have gone ahead and actually sowed that fourth field, because now we're not really going to have anything that's, you know, left fallow, and that's going to come and, you know, cause us some issues probably next year or the year after, but so it goes. All right, we have a new family moving in. It's a really big family, and while I would generally be really excited about that, at least I used to be when I first started playing this, these larger families include a lot of family members that don't actually contribute to the workforce, and that can be a little bit frustrating because they are still, you know, absorbing resources like food and firewood. And so the city is essentially still paying for them to be here, but they're not really contributing yet. And we are starting to break ground on our chicken coop, maybe? No, they're probably just leaving. Alright, and we have met all of the requirements for immigration still, so our second neighborhood should hopefully be populated very soon. We're gonna take a little break in the building and work on our mill, because that will be really important. But while that's happening, let's spruce up this neighborhood a little bit. I love to add these little archways as entryways because I know that these neighborhoods don't really mean anything. However, I would just love to create some kind of sense of community here. Especially for like, oh, we've got a new family already. Okay, another pretty large family. It's fine. They brought some resources with them, so they won't starve yet. But anyways, I love to create these little feelings of community. Like this one is more farm oriented perhaps than the other neighborhood. And I don't know, I think it would be really cool in future updates to be able to create zones or sections perhaps for our neighborhoods, and they could have like just different feels or maybe different. I know we talked last time about having more social statuses, and that could, you know, show up in slightly elevated housing or different types of festivals. I don't know. I would love to see a little bit more community interaction, and I would love to be able to create sub-communities. But maybe that is just my micromanaging spreadsheet simply showing through. Alright, we are gonna set up another market stall. I know we only have one family here, but love to prepare early. Okay, we've got some fish being sold at our other market. That's good. Oh no, I accidentally put 2 flour. Okay, we'll fix that later, it's fine. Okay, August, the beginning of harvest season. Alright, gonna throw this well here. maybe put a few more trees just to spruce up our entryway here. Want to make this as appealing as possible so more people will want to move in, even though that's not, how this works. Alright, I just love the beginning of harvest season. I really love watching all of these bales created and the little strips the citizens make as they harvest. I think it is such an intuitive and organic motion. And it just brings me a lot of joy, especially as I do feel like the lighting changes ever so slightly at different points in the game. And for me, August always feels like a little bit of a change, and I just love that. All right, gonna have our third fishing boat because we are starting to get enough citizens that maybe we can have 3 fishermen soon. We'll see. And I think I'm gonna move up our town hall and our watering hole, and also the chicken coop. We still haven't actually really done anything with that. Okay, wealth is going well. Our new family over there has already got 20. I cannot pronounce the actual currency. It is not in a language I understand. I'm not gonna try. Our next house in our second neighborhood is up for grabs and hopefully will be inhabited very soon. Everything's going well in our industrial zone. Things are looking up in our peaceful little European village here. And I'm not too concerned about those trees. We've got plenty. I don't think we need to plant any more yet. Yeah, I think we're gonna move up the coop and the well. We'll come back to the houses later. Oh, I just love that lighting. And the seasonality of this game is just, it is so very well done. Okay, we've got our next family moving in. Wow, and you can see them actually moving all the way from out here into the city. That is just delightful. All right, we've got a ton of wheat. We're gonna add another person, especially since we've got so many new families moving in. Oh, we are very far in the red, but I don't think there's really much we can do about that until we get our town hall built and start having regular trade. Trade is really important, especially early game. Actually, it's just important all the time, I think, for keeping a positive amount of currency happening. So let's go ahead and start adding some stuff. We're gonna do some firewood. We've got a lot of that. I feel like I probably meant to do planks and not firewood, but it's fine. It's all good. Charcoal, I always have extra charcoal, especially since in the early game we have 2 and we don't really need that much yet, so love to make some money from charcoal. And yeah, we're gonna do some proper wood. We hit our max with wood pretty early too, and then no one ever wants to buy thatch or reeds, which is really frustrating because I always have an excess of it. So that's a bit of a disappointment, but we're gonna add it anyway because you never know, our lucky day might come. And I think maybe it's time for a warehouse so that we can start building up a solid supply and stock of wheat for when we get our first animals. Okay, we're finally breaking ground on that chicken coop. Even once it's built, we're probably still going to have some time until we can, I don't know, afford to send a messenger. What I'm hoping is that a messenger will come to us and we won't have to spend the money to send it to someone else, but I don't know, especially early game, they just don't come around as often as I'd like. All right. Roof is almost done. Got plenty of laborers, so I think we'll be okay finishing up this growing season, although you never know. Okay, we've got our chicken coop. Let's move up this warehouse. We've got a ton of stuff to store when it comes to wheat. And we'll just hang out here and watch our warehouse built for a second. Okay, got our warehouse. Gonna toss in some wheat. Probably only need one worker here. Ugh. It's fine. Let's just ignore the economy for the time being. I can't fix it. It's fine. This is a calming game. Yeah, once we get this town hall built, I mean, look how much money all of our families, not just our mayor's family, are storing. Even our new family is doing great. So what I want to do once we get our town hall is tweak that economy just a little bit by lowering wages and elevating rent, because rent is actually really low. Okay, everything's going smoothly. We've got plenty of flour coming out of our mill. Okay, we've got another family coming into town, our third home in our next neighborhood. And we enter a successful finish of our harvest and second winter. No catastrophes yet, no one complaining about lack of resources or variety. Just a simple, happy, small farm village. So next time we're gonna finish up that town hall and hopefully get some chickens. So thank you very much for joining me, and see you guys next time.